Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this series of videos I'll be looking at the Judge Dredd case files in order and picking out the most prominent and important stories, as well as noting some artists and writers that actually appear in these books. Okay, so this is the 6th volume of the complete case files. Most obviously big stories. Apocalypse War just ended. We open up with Mecha City, which is basically all about the robots that left Mega City during the Apocalypse War, making their own kind of settlement. And Precious Leglock, the robot wrestling fighter, is the one that's in charge. We also have Magruder being chief judge. And the other thing being, obviously, this is some Ezquerra artwork, which is always fantastic. Then we get to now we get to League of the Fatties, which is basically about the overeating fatties that basically are doing it for a kind of like a cult kind of thing. And they're complaining that they've not got any food left because the apocalypse food shortages have left them too short on food. So they're basically rebelling and they start attacking the various food trucks and going on as well. Fungus, which has got Grub's disease in it, and we see the Mayor of Mega City 1 who fled during the Apocalypse War, and some more Square artwork. Now, interesting enough, the end of the event that one, we get Beware the Executioner at the end of Grub's disease. Now, Executioner doesn't actually appear for a few weeks, so we get some standing issues, which I don't know if they were kind of backups for something else, or if they were just basically kind of, I won't say they're rushed through, because it's not exactly easy to knock out a couple of issues of stuff during a week. But we get two-part there. We get Gunge, which is all about again solving the food shortages with basically horrible looking food that apparently is okay. Otto Sump is back again. Then we get Destiny's Angel, which is quite an important one, with the Judge Child coming back and basically trying to wreak havoc on Mega City 1 by resurrecting Mean Machine Angel with the help of Think Angel. And this goes on for a while. And again, as Crow artwork, it's fantastic. This is kind of like the definitive version of Mean Machine now, with the one arm and stuff that he's got there. Anyway, this goes on for a long time, and it's very good. Basically, at the end of it, we see the apparent death of Owen Christ, the Judge Child, who's blown up by some missiles. Not the end we see of him, though. Get to Rabid with some Ron Smith artwork in it. The Blobs, which is all about a face change operation that can turn everyone to look the same, and everyone kind of just starts looking out, and the crime figures go up because no one can read it, so they have to put stuff in it. And then eventually we get some the Executioner, which again I don't quite know why it took so long to get to the Executioner, but again, it's Claire artwork. Very good little story here. I think it's a 3-parter, 4-parter. And I remember the Executioner being in the old Games Workshop RPG, so obviously this is kind of a character they thought was, interesting. Jimps, which is Judge Impersonators. Then we get the Night of the Rad Beast. Want to hear about someone from East Meg 1 trying to cause problems after the Apocalypse War. And I know this guy's artwork, and I think he did One Eye Jack for another comic, which is obviously linked to Dredd now, so that's quite interesting. Shanty Chan with Ron Smith, which is all about some mutants on the outside of the Mega City after the walls are collapsed. Now, Trapper Hag. Trapper Hag, fantastic. Right, okay, Trapper Hag about an alien bounty hunter that comes to Earth to try to catch some people. First of all, Steve Dillon artwork, so therefore gets an immediate upswing in the votes of being awesome. I just love Dylan's Dread. I think Dylan's Dread is fantastic. I just absolutely adore it. I mean, like I say, second to Bolland. I mean, and that picture there, again, iconic part of the RPG from Games Workshop. I believe Trapper Hag has stats as well. Then we get the Prankster, which is basically they just build some new Hall of Justice and somebody comes and knocks it all down again. Then we get the Starborn thing. Now, I remember the Starborn thing issue 1 with Dredd and the Starborn thing. This is really cool. Basically, they're crashing the cursed Earth. There's an alien there that takes over Dredd. and basically tries to get him off to go and infect Mega City 1. It's a very cool story, number one. And number two, they just recently, again, in my mind recently, but probably last year, or even before that, they did a crossover with Battle Action, where they did like a where Dredd stories and kind of battle action stuff, and they did one that was a western with the Starborn thing. I would love to see more of that. That was such a cool idea, and if they wanted to use it as original Dredd stuff, there's no reason why they couldn't do so. It could have fitted in there as being. I mean, it's hundreds of million. Look, so it could have just been an early one that landed on Dredd. That would be so good to see. That was a really good story. Back to some Ron Smith stuff. Stupid Gun. Again, more the Ron Smith stuff, which is pretty cool as well. Stupid Gun's pretty decent. And I think that pretty much almost rounds out the entire... Oh, Condo, yeah. So, again, it's queer artwork. A space condominium basically going to crash to the ground. Dredd sent up there, which, again, it kind of gets from off-world. He doesn't get off-world very often. He gets some stuff happening from off-world, but he doesn't get off-world very often. Not since Lunar City. Yeah, look at that. Steve Dillon. Okay, so yeah, so we get some... There's not any major stories in this one. There's some good stories in this one, but not any kind of major tentpole stories. But there's a lot of stuff that's seeded in this that it kind of again appears in later issues. Volume 7's got quite a few of those as well, and then we start kind of building up. I particularly love Magruder as Chief Judge. I think you see a lot more of her than you did some of the other Chief Judges, and you get to see some more supporting cast in Volume 7 as well. That's outside of kind of the Hershey and Anson kind of thing as well. So that's really cool. So yeah, again, Volume 6, it's not spectacularly brilliant in relation to importance of storylines, but if you want a decent, solid Dredd book, I mean, that's a pretty good one. So, yeah, but with that, hopefully I will be back very soon for Volume 7. Only I think with 44, I think we've just released, so got a fair old few yet to go through. But we'll get there at some point. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to like and subscribe, I'd be very, very grateful. And hopefully I will see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.